Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting of November 13th, 2025. My name is Vern Crow, and I am the chairperson of the commission. The Planning Commission is a citizens' body appointed by the City Council. The commission is empowered to make final decisions on certain matters, with those being appealable to the City Council. On other matters, the commission acts in an advisory role to the council, with the council making the final decision. You will have an opportunity to address the commission during the public hearing portion of the meeting. Your testimony is appreciated and encouraged. The commission acts from a written agenda. If you need to fill out a yellow speaker card and give it to the city staff if you wish to speak on any item. Copies of the agenda and the speaker cards are located on the table outside the main door. At this time, please silence your cell phones. Thank you. There are 7 members appointed to the Planning Commission, and at this time I will ask the commissioners to introduce themselves and state the district they are representing, starting from my far right. Commissioner Crow.
John Crow, Mayoral District.
Commissioner Cole.
Tom Cole, Barrel District.
Vice Chair Nyberg.
Edwin Nyberg, the Cholla District.
Commissioner Gears.
John Gears, Ocotillo District.
Commissioner Ariano.
Sergio Arellano, Yucca District.
And I am Chairperson Crow, and I represent Cactus. Let the record show that all members of the Planning Commission are present, with the exception of Commissioner Hooper. The Planning Commission receives staff assistance and guidance from the Planning Division and the City Attorney's Office. Now on to approvals of the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of October 23rd, 2025 Planning Commission's regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the October 23rd, 2025 Planning Commission regular meeting as written. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Hoskins, are there any withdrawals or continuances?
Mr. Chair, there are no withdrawals or continuances tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. As there are none, let's move on to the public hearing item. The purpose of the public hearing is to provide interested parties an opportunity to present testimony for the commissioner's consideration. We will follow the same procedures for each item. I will call the application number. Staff will present their report and answer questions from the commission. The applicant will be given an opportunity to make a presentation and answer questions from the commission. Other persons who wish to testify will be asked to do so and answer questions from the commission. The applicant will have an opportunity for closing comments. Staff will be asked for any final comments on the application and procedural guidance if needed. I will then close the public hearing and ask for a motion prior to further discussion from the commissioners. If you wish to speak on an item, you will need to state your name and address for the record when you come up to the podium. Please be brief and to the point and avoid repetition. I reserve the right to limit the length of your testimony, which is tonight going to be 3 minutes. All exhibits shown to the commission become part of the record and must be submitted for our files. Large groups, please designate a spokesperson. Applause or other disruptions that delay the hearing will not be tolerated. I don't think we have a large audience here tonight. Okay, we only have one public hearing this evening, and our first agenda item is CUP 25-10. Mr. Martinez will present the case.
Good evening, Chairman Crow and Commissioners, and for the record, Phil Martinez, Senior Planner with the City's Planning Division. The applicant seeks to develop a retail smoke and vape shop in the C2 General Commercial District, where a conditional use permit is required for such use. The business is proposed to be located within a tenant space of the Thunderbird Plaza Shopping Center. One will find the C2 zoning for the remainder of the shopping center, in addition to the C2 zone shopping center across Thunderbird Road. Before you is a slide depicting the subject parcel in a red highlight. As mentioned, the property is in a multi-tenant shopping center at the intersection of West Thunderbird Road and North 51st Avenue. The applicant's site plan depicts the location of the 1,100 square foot retail smoke and vape shop named S Smoke and Snacks. The applicant conducted citizen participation and public notification procedures in accordance with the city's Unified Development Code. City staff received 2 responses from the public, and the summary of responses is attached in the final citizen participation report. In addition, city staff received 1 response after the final citizen participation report was approved, and said response is provided for the record. The proposed CUP is consistent with the existing general plan designation planned commercial. Furthermore, a retail smoke and vape shop, which had previously operated in the same tenant space, is compatible with the subject property and the surrounding area. The proposed use is located in a suitable location that is accessed from 2 arterial roads. And staff recommends approval of CUP 25-10, subject to the following stipulation. Development shall be in substantial conformance with the project narrative and site plan, date stamped July 22nd, 2025. This concludes my presentation, and the applicant and I will be happy to address any questions that you may have.
Gentlemen, any questions for Mr. Martinez?
Chair.
Commissioner Crowe?
Mr. Martinez, under the history section, it specifically says the retail smoke and vape shop previously existed in the tenant space. However, per Unified Development Code section 357103, path to conformity, the proposed smoke and snack shops is not legal non-conforming use. Can you just explain that?
Absolutely, through the chair. So a tobacco store, or as we call it, retail smoke and vape shop, had existed in that same tenant space in the past for multiple years. And this is essentially like a change of ownership where the applicant was actually the previous proprietor of the previous smoke and vape shop in that same tenant space. And so a new party is coming in to be the entrepreneur of a tobacco shop rather. And that legal nonconformity section of the Unified Development Code states, in a paraphrased way, that a use is grandfathered. Well, if a use ceases to exist, it's grandfathered for 6 more months. But the new proprietor didn't meet that 6-month grandfathering status, and so that's why we're here today, is to do a CUP, or conditional use permit, for a use that requires a conditional use permit that would have otherwise been grandfathered if they'd come in during the 6-month window.
Okay. The applicant formerly occupied the space with the same type of business. The lease expired or the lease ended. They let the space set vacant for 6 months or more, and they are now coming back and applying again.
Through the chair, that is correct.
Thank you.
Commissioners? Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Okay, would the applicant or applicant's representative like to come forward and expand on anything? No? Okay. I have no speaker cards. Anything further, commissioners? If not, the public hearing for case number CUP 25-10 is now closed. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Cole?
I move to approve CUP 25-10 per the findings and subject to the stipulation contained in the staff report.
Do I hear a second?
Support.
Oh, I have a motion and a second. So are there any further comments from the commission or any further discussions from the commission for CUP 25-10? Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve case number CUP 25-10, subject to the stipulations as outlined by staff. I will now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Crowe?
No.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Vice Chair Nyberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Gears?
Yes.
Commissioner Ariano?
No.
And the chair votes no. Mr. Gruber?
Chair, members of the commission, the motion failed for lack of a majority of votes.
Okay.
Chair and Commission, it's at your pleasure if you want to take another vote to have a formal vote to deny. Obviously, somebody would need to change their vote. If not, then the motion failed and the item would be considered denied for failure of an approval.
Well, since it was a tie, because we have one missing member, I don't think there's any reason to bring it up as a denial because we'll have a tie again. So I think it's dead for lack of support. Okay, Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps in the process?
Chair and members of the Commission, your action with respect to case number CUP 25-10 is final, subject to a written appeal received within 15 days.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Mr. Hoskins, is there any other business this evening?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, there's no other business from staff.
Are there any planning staff reports?
Mr. Chair, there are no staff reports.
Commissioners, any comments or suggestions? Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on an item not on tonight's agenda?
Mr. Chair, I apologize.
Commissioner Cole?
I'm a little late. Just maybe point of information from my understanding. What recourse does the applicant have based on our action this evening? Mr. Gruber, are you able to explain that, or Mr. Hoskin?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, the applicant's recourse is to formally formally appeal in writing to City Council.
Thank you for that information. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Commissioners, anything further? Okay, if there's no further business, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Gentlemen, we are adjourned.
Don't agree? I don't agree. By God.
Okay, see you maybe next month and maybe next year. I don't know.